Yeah, boy.
I like my hair like that's better.
Hello, everybody, and I see my mom. Welcome to another edition of Furness TV. This edition is very different to our format that I've done. Topic with the opening, three endings, and topic, and this is all one topic. This is a if I, I'm sorry. This is all about one famous topic. I said last week that I was going to do an elementary school special, so this is it. The main topic, the only topic, all about my elementary school year. Now, I asked my mom to show up because she knows a lot more about this than I do. Kind of hard to remember some stuff. And boy, what 8 years of pure chaos.
Actually, it's more like 9 because we get kindergarten.
You're right about that. Yeah, you're right. 9. What do I know? It started out in kindergarten, grade 1, with Laura Now, 2 to 6 with Richard Public School, and 7 and 8 with Wilson Heights Public School. But that's just a really rough. So let's start out with kindergarten, grade 1.
Okay, well, first of all, we discovered Robert needed hearing aids when he was 2.5, 3 years old. Usually, people find out they need hearing aids when they're kids, when they're a lot younger than that. Unfortunately, we didn't. He had a problem with having ear infections when he turned, from the time he turned 1 onward, and he had more ear infections, and they'd give him medication, and it would help, but only for a short time. Another ear infection came along, and finally they decided to test his hearing and to test his ears, and they were going to see what's going on. At first, I was hoping they would say, "Oh, good, we're going to put tubes in his ears." No, that didn't do that. We had to wait. And finally, we went to a different doctor and I was all set to climb up his back and down the front, make sure that he was going to put tubes in his ears, but he would. So he finally got the tubes in his ears, and that's when they discovered that, in fact, he has a hearing problem. So he has hearing aids, and that made sense because he would hear, but he wasn't hearing everything correctly. So instead of hearing fish, wish, dish, he would just hear ish, and then you got to figure what's going on. No wonder he was always so frustrated. So they decided, okay, we're going to put him into Laura Now because they had, at the time, a really good hearing program there where he could go there, learn how to work with his hearing aids and use them, and also get the speaking and language help that he so desperately needed because he was so far behind. When he started in kindergarten, he was talking at maybe at a 3-year-old level, and maybe 3.5 if you're lucky. By the time he left there in the end of grade 1, his speech had gone up to the point where he was back to where he should be, which is amazing. It took a lot of work, but it was done.
I remember one time years ago, I would look at it. I'm looking at my bed, looking at myself, and I found his videotape. And I had a VCR. If you don't know, a VHS, VCR, old technology. I pop it in, and all of a sudden, I looked at it. It was old videos of me doing project assignments from kindergarten, grade 1. I'm not sure, grade 1, I think. And it included play, including and I'm looking at the older, and I'm like, oh my god. Looking at those pictures and thinking myself, at that age, it was crazy thing. It was pretty cute.
We had one of him when he was only 6 months old, but unfortunately, it got accidentally raped, and I was so upset. I was mortified. I was so upset because those are pictures, of course, I'll never get back. But anyway, I digress. He had a habit he was one of those kind of students where teachers had to be careful what they put out in front of him because he was always trying to read what was written down. And the teacher had this habit of take every day of picking one student to take a note up to the principal's office. It was just something, a way of teaching them how to do this sort of thing. And it was great. And they'd go up and they'd do it and they'd come back. Robert, they discovered very quickly that he would get the note and he would read it. And he came back one time and he said, that note didn't make any sense. You know that, right? So from then on, when they wrote a note, they had to make sure that it made sense because, why am I finding garbage up there? But that's what he did.
That's like the first time I ever heard that story.
Oh, it was hilarious when they said that. Oh man,
that's the first time I ever heard that story. Oh my goodness. But there were times where we get rewind. I do recall, I came up saying this, going to normal school class, trying to get into the normal one.
Yeah.
Didn't they go to the office a lot of times during grade 1?
Yeah, you did. Doing these notes. That's
no.
Why.
Oh, that was
why it was. I was going on in grade 1. It was hilarious. Because he did kindergarten a full time because in the first half of the day was normal kindergarten class, and the second half he was there for his hearing aid program and his hearing program there. So that was good. And in grade 1, he started going there. I forget whether it was full time later on or not. I think it was by that point. He was, and then, but unfortunately, at the end of grade 1, they decided that he needed to go back to his home school. I didn't want this because even though he was clear across town, and you would think that Lorne Ave being a rough school, or they thought, that they would be bad. But I can tell you right now, at that time especially, it was not. When we went into the school, the first time to meet with the teachers and the principal to get it all set up, even the custodian was friendly. I mean, they all said hi. They all were very friendly, and they were all very welcoming. And I had no problem with that school. In fact, I loved it for him. But they had to change it. Mm-hmm. So he went to Brick Street.
And that's where the second third of my life. When Brick Street School, grade 2 to grade 6. Now, grade 2 was, I know, the first year I've ever been in a full-time school where I'm with only one wearing hearing aid.
Yeah.
Full-time. And, well, again, I can't really remember a lot about that.
Well, grade 2 wasn't too bad. We didn't have any problems really until we got into grade 4.
No. Wasn't the grade 3 horrible? Because I think remember grade 3 I had a problem. Or maybe something else.
I don't know, but it didn't get that bad until grade 4. First 2 years wasn't too bad. I mean, I really didn't like it being there.
I think grade 3. I did get some attention for no reason. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. They were doing that all the time to him.
And that was going to help.
That leads us to
the wonderful era of grade 5.
Well, grade 4. Who do you have for grade 4? Isn't that one of the teachers you had in grade 4?
Grade 5 wouldn't have had that bad, isn't it?
No, but in grade 4, you had a really good teacher.
I think so.
At your birthday party?
No, that was grade 7.
Oh, I was grade 7.
That was in my third.
Yes.
Her.
Yes. Grade 5. Grade 5 was a nightmare.
Let's just say this: multiple teachers over one whole year. One teacher was very good.
The first one.
Yeah.
But he didn't last. I'm not exactly sure what happened to him, but he was gone. I don't think it went. I think he got ill or something. But I know. But unfortunately,
then we get to the
teacher number 2.
Here we go.
Okay.
Take it away.
Well, my son was not having a good time. The students wouldn't play with him. He was being picked on all the time. It was just horrendous. And every time I would try to talk to the teacher about this, he would come up with these different reasons why it was happening, or he just didn't believe it because he never saw any of it. Okay, So at one point, I said to the teacher, I said, Robert, when he's off at Marymount, he gets along with all the kids there. When he's at the playgrounds and other places, he gets along with all the kids there. When he's anywhere else, he gets along with the kids. It's only at the school. Well, we can't force the kids to like him and play with him and be his friend. Okay, but you can make them behave with him and treat him better. Oh, well, on and on. He should be with his own kind. Okay, what the hell is that?
Now, in my ear, there was definitely a moment where you did with all the before we even found out I had Asperger's.
Oh, God, yeah, we had no idea.
So there were definitely some signs of Asperger's or autism there that we did not know. But there were definitely some signs. I
can see them now, of course.
I know. I clearly know, Jordan, you told me how, I was complaining, I'm like, I was complaining, they're not doing them right. They're not focusing on class.
They were yapping in class and talking to each other and not listening to the teacher and
focusing on work.
And I keep trying to tell them, that's what most kids do. I'm sorry. It's not fair to teachers, but that's just the way it is. That's what most kids do. If they have a chance to sit there in group and talk, they're going to talk and not do the schoolwork. They can do that at home later, and I could never get through to him. Well, I finally had enough with this teacher. When one day he came home from school, and he was so upset. And I said to him, I said, what's going on? He said, well, according to the teacher, I'm a bad person. A what? I'll let that sink in for a minute. According to the teacher's teacher, Robert was a bad person, and they needed to help him, not be a bad person.
Yeah, allow me to go up in front of class to tell people I'm a bad person in any way you help me get better. Great teacher.
Yeah. Her reasoning, you see, is because he wasn't getting along with the other students, and they all simply thought it was because of his hearing impairment, not knowing what the Asperger's, of course. And that most likely was one of the problems, but we didn't know that.
How could we?
But just to come out with again, I said, Robert, no, you are not a bad student. You're not a bad person. They have bad habits. That's totally different, but you're not a bad person. I tried to talk to the teacher, got nowhere there. I went to the principal again, because I have been doing that for a while. Got nowhere there. So what do? I went to the Board of Education, the top person in our area, and I talked to him and made a formal complaint about this teacher. This was just before Christmas. Well, next thing we know, she's being moved to a different school. We're not sure why. They say it's a better opportunity for her. But
I don't believe that.
My gut tells me the timing, I don't think so. And we're thinking, well, good, she's gone. No more problems.
No problem. Probably, I'm not sure. I don't.
Well, to be honest with you, at this point, problem number 3, I'm not even sure about that one. At this point, okay, because they've had 2 teachers. There was no rhyme, no reason to their studies or anything else. He still was being totally ignored in class. And it was just ridiculous. So that left us with, so that was the end. So that took off for us to grade 5. Grade 6. New problem, the principal. When I hear a principal telling their students that they better shape up, how was she supposed to say?
I know the principal was grade 7, grade 8. That had.
Yeah, I got my schools mixed up at this point. I mean,
grade 2 was last year. That was at middle school. So I'm not sure what happened grade 6.
It was more the same, really. Except for that he had only one teacher this year at that time.
Yeah.
So thankfully, he was out of Work Street. And by the way, remember what I said about Lauren F. staff and everybody was so friendly? Not this school. You go in there, they totally ignored you. They were rude. They were not friendly at all. So I was good riddance to that school.
So now we get to grade 7, and then final year. And this one would be one of the more life-changing situations. for both the good and definitely the bad.
I'll let you do most of this one.
Grade 7 starts up, entertaining up. I've seen people. Now, this was also the introduction of going to have different teachers teach different type of classes with our home class.
Yeah, they're getting ready for high school.
The teacher I had in grade 7, Miss Jones. Man, oh man, was she a life-changing person. But again, the problem was still going on. I was still getting bullied. I was still by myself, still waiting. But we knew a man person named Devin. Now, people would bully me and not get a punch at all.
No.
So I created an experiment. I regret this now, but I did an experiment, and I can't believe that I did become a bully for the tiny bit for Devin, and I regret doing that. However, I did get punished, as I should have. But that was the point. When I was the one else, I get punished. But people do to me, they'll get punished. And that's why I did that.
I remember going to the school, I don't know how many times, to confront the parent of the student that was giving Robert a hard time. And they'd always have these same excuses. And no, my son would never do that. And there's no proof of that. And, like Robert Nunn said on and on. And I got nowhere because they just would not believe me or not listen to me. And nothing would ever happen.
I had an incident with a Pacific incident, I think it was grade 7 when this happened. Because I know Miss Jones' class. We're going over to, there were several things. One happened in major bullying, and one happened during, music class. And I was afraid of the dark.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of darkness, I'm realizing it's dark here because that light's not on.
Then turn the light on. Hold on a second.
It's easy for him to get up and do it. There you go. That gets us a little bit more light. That's the bang that comes through.
Alright, you're harder to get to. So what happened was is that I get into the room where we all the instruments, and the kids would literally close the door on me, lock, close, and I was by myself. I was terrified. And it happened during class. Yeah, no punishment for any of them. Now there was another time, and this was horrible. It was time during gym class, and I was playing. Great, of course, we're waiting for the playing locker ready to change up. I'm by myself. All of a sudden, one of the kids decided to be funny, ha ha ha. Turn off the light and close the door. I'm afraid of the dark. And I'm terrified. And I have a fit. I'm like, and again, at the point where I had to go to the next room in order to calm down.
See, unfortunately, we didn't know about the advert, and I really wish we did. But at that point, the only thing they could think of was the hearing loss, and that's it.
Like that had anything to do with it, but
and they just wouldn't look at anything else, and it never. I mean, I knew at that point something was up. We had taken him to a couple of doctors about it.
Yeah,
we got nowhere.
So that happened, and
what was the incident that involved with the principal?
That will happen in grade 8.
Yeah, I know.
But I want to explain about having grade 7. Now there's one great thing about a teacher, like Miss Jones. It seems that Miss Jones must have known something was up with me, and she also knew that I liked the animal, and also like she knew that these animals helped me. She had 2 animals on top of her classroom. And whenever I would get into emotional meltdown, she would allow me to take the stuffed animals out, go out in the hallway, and calm down, play with the stuffed animals, and calm down. She was such a most amazing teacher that I actually invited her to my birthday party when I was in grade 7.
I was shocked. I thought, there's no way he's going to come. You don't invite your teacher to your birthday party.
Yes, sure enough, she showed up, me and parents, and gave me a gift in the birthday party. I had a good one. He was actually in that party, and it was absolutely great. Now they were also great memories. I had other great memories of trips. It was also that particular year that I went up to a place called Boar Mountain, going down tubing. Now that was a fun trip. And also, grade 7 went to the one pool in Bigamy Park.
Oh, that one place.
Really awesome.
Oh, it's a good place to go into.
Yeah, I went there and I hanged out with my friend, with Devin. Devin, I got involved with a lot. He was one person that after opening weekend we got better and we became really good friends. I mean, we hanged out, and he was a great guy. He was a great friend. I liked him. I still think about him. I have seen him every now and then. He's really good. And yeah, I go to his place and we have a good time. We hang out.
I know, we like that.
Yeah. Also, and this is the great part. There was a very good moment, though. I mean, we had good moments. I mean, I ended up having a teacher like Michelle help me get through this. But now let's go to grade 8, which was a nightmare. Besides, there were some good moments, like the first trip of the grade 8 was actually to one place is the Boy Scout camp.
Yeah.
It was an overnight event, and that was quite fun. I did remember we actually played on like a party court type thing at a campfire. It was quite fun. No kidding, it was really fun. We did some really cool stuff and had a sleepover. It was great. I loved it. Honestly, it was great. But the idea of doing that was to build the bond with their students. That's what they say. Now I've had it with this principal. I'm not sure if we have in grade 7. But did it have in grade 7?
No, it was grade 8, and now it's
grade 8.
Because we were
but
glad to get out of that.
You probably getting the principal that have told you you should be ashamed of yourself, or I'm very disappointed in you.
Well, he told me this, and I phoned the principal up, and I said to her, with all due respect, that's not how you talk to your students. You don't do that. You can tell them they're not. You can tell them that that they're not doing well. They need to improve, but you don't do that. I don't want And I talk to all the students like that. Well, maybe their parents don't care, but I do. I do not want a principal telling my child that he could do better, or he's
You be shaming yourself.
Shame of yourself. No, you don't do that.
And because of that, I've had suicidal thoughts.
So
no joke, I've had suicidal thoughts.
So I was very glad when he finally graduated out of there. On the one note, though, they were doing in grade 8. They were doing a school play.
Oh, that was grade 7.
Grade 7. They were doing a school play. It was Charlie Brown
Christmas.
He had.
Can I explain this?
One classic line.
Can I explain this? Because I love explaining this. Yeah, I had one classic line. I didn't want this one kid apparently who was supposed to say, "Every Christmas is a shame. I always end up playing a shepherd."
That was it. Now,
I go behind the scenes playing real stuff. It was the best.
Now here's the thing: that his father and we went to see the play, and he was all excited, and I thought that it was because we were there. No, it turns out the reason he was so excited was because sitting right behind us was a weatherman that we all know and love.
See, a great legendary weatherman who's been the weatherman of ZFPL TV for years. And I watched the news with Mom to watch see this guy on the weather. And I can't believe one of our classmates was actually a relative.
Yeah, granddaughter.
And
so that's why he was there. And I forget the name of the guy, but I'm sure everybody knows who it is. So if
you're from London, you would know.
He just retired several years ago.
He was amazing.
And I cannot, for right now, think of his name. But
neither can I.
Oh, he was the best. He really was. But that's why he was excited. Not because we were there, but because he was there.
That was the truth. Absolutely 100% the truth. I cannot deny it. Now,
know,
now back.
the other thing I want to mention too is I think it probably was the same year. I think when on Remembrance Day,
Oh
they
yes.
had some of the students take part, and they had them dress up in uniforms from back
We did
then.
not know until the day of the Remembrance Day. But I volunteered to be part of a group that would actually read in Flanders Field. And I read the last part of the second verse of in Flanders Field. And now we get to it, and I know you got to go out back in the room. We find out given wearing the uniform worn by the soldiers in World War One, World War Two,
World War One, yeah.
World War One. That was cool. The idea was that after we read the poem, we would go up to the stage, and we would just stand there as a way to met. That particular moment was one of the greatest events I've ever taken part in. One of the greatest honor of my life. His
father and his grandmother, who was there with us, and myself, all three of us were very proud of him for doing that. I thought it was just amazing.
I could not believe I had the honor of doing that. That was the highest thing. It's still a highlight for me in my life.
Oh yeah!
How cool is that? You get a chance to do that, to wear a uniform from World War One. See, that's just a big deal. It's legit.
You ended the school year in a good way, though. The field trip to Toronto.
And the grade 8. Now there were other trips too. Trip number 2 was the big skiing trip.
Yes.
I never skied in my life. Now I had another friend. There wasn't another friend of mine. There was another one who I met from elementary school. That's the other one here. And I think he joined me, and we went up trying to go skiing on the bike. I never did ski before in my life. I can tell at the end of it, I ain't go over a little my back because I could fall on my back. But it was the greatest fun thing I've ever done. It was so much fun to go skiing, trying out.
He also went to see a play. I got to go as a teacher's helper, which was great because
in the past
we got to go and see the play.
Joseph
and the Maiden Color Dream Coat.
I'm not sure if that was in one of the grade 1 to 6 era, or was it grade 7 or 8? I don't know.
It was 7 and I don't know either, but I was one of the 50.
Either way, it was one little year.
And it was great because I absolutely love that one, and it was funny because I'm sitting there, and it's a musical, and they're singing all these great songs, and if I'm at home, I would be singing right along. And I was trying so hard not to sing there. I didn't want to embarrass my poor son because I can't sing. But you didn't hear that here.
Yeah, you heard it. You missed. You cannot sing. I missed.
Yeah, but neither can you. So go there.
No complaint.
I will be singing and he'll go.
Yeah.
So what do? I just sing louder. I don't care.
But meanwhile. Back to that week, there was another one I went to because the final trip was definitely the best. Canada's Wonderland! Woo! That trip was amazing. Going to Canada's Wonderland and I did something with the ride. I did go on the SpongeBob 3D ride a couple times. That was fun. It was just a blast to get a chance to go to Canada's Wonderland. Experience it. I've only been there twice. And that's pretty much the first time. Yeah, it was great. And then, of course, graduation, which was great because we did a graduation ceremony at Westminster Secondary School.
Yeah.
And after the ceremony was done, we got on a bus and we went to the old not King Buffet.
No, it was
the one buffet.
It was the buffet downtown.
Harmony Grand Buffet. We went there and we had a great buffet dinner to celebrate our graduation. It was fantastic. Overall, an amazing experience. Then the great way. You might be saying that LA School has some bad moments, but it has some good moments.
Yeah.
I mean, but you want to look at the bad side, do that, but I don't want to. I want to look at the bright side, and the bright side is in the end, I learned about myself, and something that happened back then still affects me to this day. I mean, hopefully in a better way. I still talk about those great moments like GM, Charlie Brown Christmas. Every time I see Charlie Brown Christmas special, I always go back and always bring me back to that grade 7 moment.
Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun.
It was a moment I'll never forget. And then we're talking about, I still always talk about grade 7 Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all bad. It was an incredible moment. And overall, that was pretty much it. So of course, throughout the summertime, we went to overnight camp. But that's for another story.
Yes, he did that a number of years. It was so good.
So overnight camp. Oh, I love them. Oh, I miss doing overnight camp, you know.
So do I.
Yeah.
So I could have some time by myself. The first time he got to, when his father and I separated, that year, when he'd go to camp, it would be my first time for a whole 5 days by myself in the house. What happens? I trip, I fall, I break my left hand.
I like it crying. Now that story,
that's for another day.
That's every day too. Because believe me, I got funny moments of that I love that were memorable too.
Yes.
In all the right way. Okay. But that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're new to this channel, please hit the like, share, subscribe, always hit the notification bell. Right after this, we'll go back for our game night. Right after this.
I told you I'm not going to go away tonight.
And it's the following game night. We're going to play Monopoly. We actually finally play a game Monopoly Deal. So don't miss that. We'll be right back very soon.
And remember, it's a top best of 5.
Oh boy. But in the end, one of these two will win. Don't miss it. So that's all for now.
Bye.
We'll see you back for a normal episode at next episode where we're talking about my high school era coming grade 9 to grade 12 and beyond.
And thankfully, I won't have to take part in that one.
Well, you may have for a tiny bit. Never mind. They were something, but that's all for. But that's it for another day. Thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget Mom had we just missed Mom get a show earlier today. Her show is called
My Life as I See It,
and that's link in the description on the YouTube channel down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week for Furness TV. Coming up next is Game Night, event on Furness TV Special, Part 2 of Big Brother Home. Now,
bye.
we'll see you soon. Bye.